I'm Mr. MegaManFan, and if you like this video, please subscribe to this channel, leave a thumbs up, and post your comments in the comment section below. But for this week's Retro Hunting Adventures, I have to say, oops, I did it again. Remember that video where I spent $125 in one day? Well, this time, I spent $225, but I think you'll agree I got a pretty good deal when I go through everything. This came from a friend who was trying to clear out some of his collection, had some stuff he didn't need, including this beautiful DSi XL. First one I've ever owned. I've had the DSi, I've had two versions of the DSi, the original one that I bought for myself, which I still have complete in the box and everything. Another one that I got from a retro swap box. I was really grateful for that because it was black and I didn't have one in that color. Other than needing the screens wiped because they're a little smudged, I think it's fantastic. I would have been happy if this was the only thing I left with that day, but I actually left with so much more, and I'm going to show you everything that I got. So, we move on from that. It did come with the charger, which was a nice addition that I didn't have to borrow one of my own chargers to charge it with. Got Jurassic Park for Game Gear. Let me pop this out of the shell. And I got two shells to hold both of these games. He had some spare Game Gear clamshells, which are not as easy to find as you would think. Also got Mortal Kombat 2. And let me get this one open. Both of these have pretty nice labels. I've gotten ones that were a lot rougher than this. And I referenced that $125 in one day video. Remember that Echo the Dolphin I got for Game Gear? It was a lot rougher than this. So, we move on. And I've got a whole bunch of manuals here. And that's what really made this haul so sweet. Got multiple Game Boy Color ones, Hamtaro, Ham-Hams Unite, Knockout Kings, SpongeBob SquarePants, Legend of the Lost Spatula. So 3 Game Boy Color games. And then got some really nice Game Gear instruction manuals. This is a duplicate for me, but it's in much better condition than the other Captain America manual I had that was really crinkled and roughed up and worn down, so I couldn't resist getting it twice. Didn't have Sonic the Hedgehog for whatever reason. I have a lot of Sonic manuals for a lot of games, but not for the first Game Gear game, so that was a nice pickup. Streets of Rage, also very nice. Tom and Jerry the movie, a game that I already had, so now I have the manual to go with it. WrestleMania Steel Cage, another one that I already had, so now I have the manual to go with it. And I got a couple of operations manuals, and they came with the fold-out posters that said, "Get a Grip," advertising all of the current Sega products, but specifically Game Gear. It came packed in with the Game Gear. I don't have a Game Gear complete in box, but now I've got 2 manuals and 2 posters to go with the 2 Game Gears that I own, which are the bog standard Game Gear. I don't have anything like the Sports Color one or the Marlboro Red one. Those are pretty uncommon, to say the least. Speaking of uncommon, an Attack of the Killer Tomatoes manual is very uncommon, but because it's in rough shape, he cut me a good deal on it. And it is complete. It's not missing any pages, and I don't see any water damage, so I considered that a good pickup. Paperboy 2, definitely a good pickup. Again, you'd be surprised how hard some of these things are to find. Sky Shark was especially nice because I already have the box and the cartridge and the inserts So this completes my copy of Sky Shark. This was the last piece I needed, and he just happened to have that piece. That made my day. Spy vs. Spy, another one that I needed the manual for and didn't have. This one is especially adorable because it has the two spies, one with a gun and one with a knife, back to back, getting ready to do heinous things to each other, capturing the madcap comedy. Now there is some writing on the back, so big up to Cody, not Cody Rhodes, but just a random Cody, and I can live with that. Better than not having a manual at all. Star Trek 25th anniversary? Yes, please. No writing on this one. Some of you might be flipping your lid when you see this one. Tiny Toon Adventures 2. Trouble in Wacky Land. This one is pretty hard to come by. It isn't cosmetically perfect. You can see there's some sort of mark on the front page. Maybe a little bit of a cornering issue with some of the pages. But hey, take what you can get, especially when they're really hard to find. So I was super stoked to get that. An NES Advantage Manual. This was nice because he actually sold me an NES Advantage a couple of years ago for a very decent price. And now I have the manual to go with it. So again, not perfect. Cosmetically, it's got a couple flaws here and there, but it's not so bad I wouldn't take it. Same with these Sega Genesis manuals. World Series 95, World Series 96. You can tell this is from the era when Sega stopped printing full color manuals. This is also when they switched to cardboard boxes instead of the plastic clamshell boxes. They started getting cheap. Here we have ActRaiser 2. A lot of these are going to be Super Nintendo manuals, and those are some of the biggest, other than maybe the Tiny Toons manual. That ActRaiser 2 one's a little rough, but this Jungle Strike one almost looks like it just came out of the box. It's probably about as close to unblemished as you could get. This Ken Griffey Jr. Presents Major League Baseball one is also pretty darn nice. A little rough on the back, but very nice overall. As is this Magic Sword manual. This one's a little rougher, but hey, it's better than no manual at all. NBA Showdown. Again, it's got a few blemishes here and there, but I consider it to be perfectly acceptable. Rampart. This is one of the nicer looking ones. Not totally out of the box, but pretty close. Street Fighter 2. Yeah, this one is on the rougher side, but it completes a game that I already had box and cartridge for, so I'll take it. Absolutely, I will take it. And same goes for Street Fighter 2 Turbo. This completes another game, and it's in better condition than the Street Fighter 2 manual. Go figure, huh? Next up, this one is a fairly heavy hitter. Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Not perfect, but not terrible either. And very hard to find. And he gave me a very reasonable price on it, considering he didn't charge me price charting prices or mint condition prices either way. Same for this Yoshi's Island Super Mario World 2 manual. It's actually pretty darn nice. It's a little rough on the back, but very nice overall. This Super Soccer manual is another one that looks like it just came out of the box and then nobody ever even bothered to read it or do anything with it. Gauntlet Legends. This one was not inexpensive, but I can always use N64 manuals that I don't have, and it's in pretty nice shape. Again, gotta love it when they aren't ripped, torn, or stained. And in the back here, I've got some miscellaneous manuals, but let me reverse the order of this pile before I go any further, so everything is alphabetical to how I'm going to sort it into my collection, because there's some significant sorting to be done here. I'll have to put the loose instruction manuals that I don't have complete boxes for into sleeves of some kind, and I'll have to put ones with the cartridges where I have the cartridge. So got some sorting and filing to do, but got a lot of good stuff that I can do it with, so I'm very, very pleased with my purchases. And we're not done yet. Got a little bit more to go. Once I get these all back into a nice, neat stack, we end with the Game Boy Color manuals. And now we can get to the miscellaneous stuff here. Put the Game Boy, Game Gear games back in there. Put the DS and the charger back in there. And we've got some posters here. And some instruction manuals. Some oversized stuff. Here's a catalog for Virgin Games. It even has an ordering form with a no postage necessary label on it. Although, good luck trying to order any of this stuff today. This is just so amusing to me that I had to take it. Look at this list. Mac, Amiga, Commodore, Nintendo, Game Boy, even CD TV. Call 800 VRG IN07. Yes, before the days of ordering things from Amazon, we had to order things in catalogs or in store for delivery to the store and pickup. What an awesome, awesome catalog. Or you just bought stuff without ordering it. You bought whatever the store had. That was always an option. A Sega Genesis instruction manual. Read me first, it says. And it appears to be for the Model 1. Operating the system. Yep, see, it has the volume and the on-off switch and the headphone jack. So this is a Model 1 manual, which is fantastic because I have a Model 1 Genesis, so this pairs with it nicely. Copyright 1991. I wonder if that's when the tail end of them making the Model 1 was. I wonder at what point they switched to the Model 2 design. And next up, some of this stuff was really hard to price because you can't even find it on price charting, so we had to make educated guesses. But when I compared what he charged me to what eBay prices were for similar things, I still feel like I came out way ahead. I'll tell you more about that in a minute, but this N64 bonus issue, I guess you want to call it, from Nintendo Power. Man. And what else do we have in the bag of swag here? a Batman Returns poster. Well, actually, it's a Sega Genesis poster for Genesis games. It just happens to double as a poster for Batman Returns. So I assume it probably came packed in with the Batman Returns game. Although I don't know that for a fact. And welcome to the next level. This too is a poster showing off all of the different Sega products that were available at the time. Game Gear, the TV tuner, and that's definitely not the Model 1 Genesis, so that probably dates this. Sega CD on the back, 93. So yeah, between 91 and 93, they switched from the Model 1 to the Model 2, which is why if you got the Sega CD, you kind of needed an adapter. I wouldn't call it an adapter for compatibility, I would call it an adapter for sizing. If you wanted to make everything nice and neat with the Model 1, you needed like an insert to keep everything level, which you can actually see if you have an analog Mega SG and you try to hook up the Sega CD to it. They actually packed in a pad to make it compatible level, whatever you want to call it. And we also have a Game Boy poster here that if I unfold it partially, you'll see that it says Metroid 2 Return of Samus. It's a Metroid 2 poster for Game Boy. So presumably this came packed in with Metroid 2 as well, just like I presume the Batman Returns one came packed in with Batman Returns. So now I'm going to tell you what I paid for everything and what it goes for on price charting, at least as of the time I picked it up. By the time the video comes out, it may have gone up more. Maybe it went down, but it probably went up a little bit. And I paid $225, and according to price charting and eBay for the things I couldn't find on price charting, everything in the box and everything on my leg, $414. No shit. So even though I spent $225, theoretically, I saved $189. So what do you all think? Did I get a good deal on those games at DSi XL, those manuals, these posters? How did I do? I want your opinion in the comments section below. This has been the Retro Hunting Adventures. I'm Mr. MegaManFan, and thank you all very much for watching. See you next time.